What's up, YouTube? This is your boy LaSalle, the M.B.A. coming back at you again. I'm hoping everybody's enjoying your Friday. We're having a great video for the day. One of the things we're going to be discussing is three of the things, regardless of gender, that are harmful to our relationships today. But before we get into that, we want to get into the fact that if you do like the content that's coming down the pipe, please like and subscribe so that you will never miss out whenever a new video is actually coming on. So with that said, we're going to get right into certain things. So now we understand that relationships aren't always forever. We understand that people will, not always see eye to eye. It doesn't make them bad people. Sometimes it's just not for you. But these are some of the things that make us sabotage our own relationships. And instead of going out and saying, this is what's wrong with women, this is what's wrong with men, I just wanted to go over three things that will hinder your relationship regardless of gender, because they're very similar, but they may be done in different ways, obviously, for the male and the feminine. So three of the things that we want to go into that actually will destroy your relationship and is kind of common in our community. The first thing is no ambition. No ambition. Now, we don't expect everybody that we meet to be a Fortune 500 CEO or some runway model entrepreneur, whatever the case may be. But one of the things we do see is we do see a lot of people who are very beautiful, who sometimes may lack ambition. Whether it be the guy that women love that can't seem to hold a job, or the woman that feels comfortable just trying to sleep, in your house and trying to live up under you. She's not really anxious to get a job. She's not really anxious to do her thing out in corporate America and take care of her responsibilities. No ambition is one of the biggest things that will undermine any effort that you have for dealing with people in a relationship setting. We all know that guy who, women love him, but, he don't have money for a drink. He's out, but he's not drinking, or his man is buying him drinks. Or, if he's going someplace, he really doesn't have no money, or you may have to pick him up because he doesn't have a car and doesn't have certain things. Now, while those things are not really a problem, the fact that he has no ambition to not have it is a problem. Same thing with women. It's one thing to meet a beautiful woman and invest in her. There's nothing wrong with being in a mama's house or sleeping or living at her sister's house. But if she doesn't want a job and this is becoming a cycle, then that may be a hint that you have no ambition. The next thing that we definitely think that we need to cover is disrespect. In today's society, I think we've gotten a lot more disrespectful, and in the relationship dynamic, especially so. I think women are more disrespectful than they've ever been, and I think men have become more disrespectful than ever. And it's not just in words, even though words also is affected. It's also the fact of how they do certain things. It used to be a time when there was just certain grounds you wouldn't cross. There's just certain things you wouldn't do, not because it wasn't cool, but just because you weren't that type of person. Today, there's a lot of women that's having babies by, another man, by their boyfriend's brother, or whatever the case may be. So in today's society, you got dudes trying to run through the entire crew of females, sisters, cousins, whatever. There's no morals, there's no principles anymore. So that's a very big thing. Not just, and that's not even to talk about how people will talk to somebody who they're talking about, they're dating or whatever the case may be. You looking at this person talking about you love them, but the next minute you saying some real disrespectful stuff out your mouth to them, whether it be male or female. But nowadays it's kind of becoming an even keel thing between women and men. The third thing, it kind of piggybacks on that, is infidelity. Going along with no morals, specifically the fact that you have women today being videotaped, and it's cool to be videotaped, sucking on cucumbers and putting stuff in and out of your vagina. I think that it all started with the Instagram thing. A lot of women showing a lot of skin and showing a lot of, things for likes. Now it just goes into the infidelity. Now it's like, okay, now I can mess with your man. I can mess with this dude. I can mess with that dude. I can mess with that chick. Same thing with men. Men have no, they just run around just putting out whoever. People are married, and you got people that's going out there, just sleeping with their sister, sleeping whatever. Um, those are three things, not the only things, but those are three prevalent things I think that, regardless of gender, are hindering our relationships. Now, we understand that sometimes society kind of dictates a norm, when in Rome, do as Rome do. I mean, do as Romans do. But at the end of the day, if you are a person that's meeting someone of high interest, I would keep those things in mind. Not to say that there's anything wrong with not having a job. Not to say that there's anything wrong with if someone comes towards you disrespectfully for you to be disrespectful back to them. I mean, I personally am a person of, eye for an eye. Um, and there's nothing wrong with having a high sex drive. But if you find yourself in a situation, despite what you think you are, of finding yourself in a prolonged state of having no job, of having no prospects, of not getting up off that couch and making certain things happen, be careful of falling into the trap of no ambition. Same thing with disrespect. Just because somebody says certain things, sometimes it's better to take the high road instead of permeating the atmosphere of disrespect in your relationship, especially early on. I don't think it's ever acceptable to get into a atmosphere of disrespect where you feel comfortable either being talked to a certain way or talking to someone a certain way. Those dynamics should change. And the last thing, of course, is the infidelity thing. We all know it's kind of acceptable and people will sit back and cheer on you doing you. At the end of the day, infidelity, let's learn to respect our bodies and learn to respect ourselves a little bit more. Because at the end of the day, if it comes to the light, are you really going to feel some way about it? I tell this to people all the time. Anything that you do that you're worried about it coming to light, you might not want to do it. Well, that said, that's the topic for today. We just wanted to cover very quickly three reasons why some relationships fall out is common, regardless of gender. Why relationships fall out. If you like the video, if you like the content, again, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to click the like button. We appreciate those likes. And if you have any comments, please Feel free to drop any comments to let me know if there's something that you feel I should cover or that you feel that I missed out on or maybe that we can have a conversation about. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Once again, this is your boy, LaSalle the M.B.A. Holla back at me. We'll holla at you in 24.